His doubles 56%. He did have a wobble at the end. He missed a couple of match darts, but Price crucially couldn't take advantage. And Price is out. And Laura Turner, I'm not too sure he can have too many complaints. I think he's been outplayed, hasn't he?
He really has. I think, you know, the 130 right at the beginning, it kind of set the tone for the rest of the match. Wesley Plazier, yeah, for me, was by far the better player throughout the entirety of, as you said, there was that little bit of a wobble towards the tail end, 2 darts missed to take the match, but he wasn't punished by Gerwin. Gerwin himself had 2 darts at tops and couldn't find it. They were well thrown darts, but you can throw them as well as you like. If they don't go in, they don't count. Yeah, I mean, the most damning stat of that, obviously the finishing from Wesley was outstanding, but Price only had 10 goes at a double in a 3-set match. That in itself is unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, and for me, the darts, they were too often going low, so forcing him to switch out, going to treble 19, can't find that, over to treble 18. So there was more trebleless visits from Price. There was 17 in total, only 13 for Wesley. But as you say, just that power scoring that he is synonymous with, it just wasn't there this evening. He did average in excess of 95, but as you say, it wasn't enough. 10 chances at the outer ring, nowhere near enough. Yeah, and it's the Dutchman that goes through. Yeah, and he now will play Christoph Ratajski. So I was speaking to Christoph earlier on after his great win, and he was saying, look, I think it will be going Price, but I'm ready for whoever it is. But all of a sudden, both Wesley and Christoph now are thinking, hang on, I can go really deep in this tournament now. Yeah, and it's just opened up again. There's more opportunities, more seeds are falling than I can remember. And one of the biggest names of them all in Gerwin Price. I don't even think it's the fact that he lost because Wesley played well, but it's the fact that he lost 3-0. He only won 4 legs in the entirety of the match. I think it's the manner in which Gerwin Price lost, which is possibly the biggest surprise to me and probably to a lot of other people listening in. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm just looking at that particular part of the draw that they're in right now. Andrew Gilding, Luke Woodhouse, Wesley Plazier and Christoph Ratajski. One of those is going to make it to the quarter-final of the Worlds. Yeah, and when you looked at it, a lot of people would have thought that it would have been the likes of a Chris Dobie, Gerwin Price last 16 match or quarter-final match. Yeah, that's not going to happen now. Yeah, it's a real opportunity in that part of the draw. Obviously, they are in the first quarter, so whoever gets through, they will at some point probably run into Luke Littler, but we said it before, there's so many surprises that have happened this year. It's definitely one where the form book's ripped up. Yeah, but not only that, yes, they will meet in the quarter-final, you would imagine, Luke Littler, if it does pan out that way, but you're going to probably pick, so what is it, 100,000 for each in the quarter-final. So, you know, there's a tournament in a tournament now, isn't there, for those 4 guys particularly. They have got a dream opportunity now. And this year, probably more than any other previously, because there is that increase in the prize fund, there's more money on offer. Those players that go deep this year, they really will be set up for 2026. It will be, they'll have so much extra money that they wouldn't have normally had reaching the same stages from last year that, you know, they're going to be quite hard to chase down if it breaks them into the top 32, top 16. Yeah, well, we wondered where the shot would come. It's come in game 2. Gerwin Price dumped out by Wesley Plazier by 3-0. Still to come, Damon Head to the heat, takes on Stefan Belmont, the first Swiss player ever to win a match at the Alexandra Palace. But coming up next, a man who had a dream debut, David Davies, beat Mario van den Behade by 3-0. Well, he takes on Luke Littler, who beat Darius Labanauskas by 3-0. Littler, the defending champion, and well, it's opened up nicely, hasn't it, at the top end of the draw for Littler. Not that he would have feared anyone in the field, but this is an opportunity. And for Davies, look, he was delighted just to get through, and he welcomed the opportunity to play Luke Littler, but he's going to have to be better again than he was in round 1. Yeah, I was just going over the stats for Luke. I mean, we can wax lyrical about it, but he's played 14 matches here since joining, you know, just 2 years ago. He's lost 1 game. And out of those 14 matches, he's only ever had 3 where he's posted under 100 average. That's the levels that David Davies is going to have to raise his game to, because I don't expect anything particularly different from Luke Littler. He's just a player that is, can't really say on the up. He's the world #1. He's the reigning world champion. There's not many titles that he hasn't picked up in his very short career here so far on the PDC. But yeah, it's an opportunity for David Davies. He said he's looking forward to it. He's going to try and embrace the opportunity. And we saw that from Darius Labanauskas in the opening match, really, to an extent. Did take 5 legs off Littler, but didn't manage to get a set.
No, he didn't. What would your advice be to David Davies tonight?
Just play your own game. Honestly, don't get wrapped up in the hype. There's always a lot of hype when Littler comes onto that stage. Just play your own game. I've known him away from this PDC circuit. He's been doing Challenge Tour. He was out in South Korea when I was out there. He was representing Wales. You know, he knows how to play under a bit of pressure, but in a team environment. Now he's got to try and do that as an individual without that backing behind him. But he's a player that is starting to progress. He's good friends with Mark Webster, and Webby was saying he used to play locally, really has only taken it seriously the last 5 years. Seen him pick up a Challenge Tour title this year. Different level in terms of what we've seen with stats throughout the year against someone like Luke Littler. But hey, start off, you've only got to win, you've only got to string 3 legs together in one set, and that will get you, up and running. You can break it down when it's set play into just varying little pieces, and I think that's the way I would look at it.
Yeah, that's it. It is a race to 3 sets. The winner will take on Mensah Suljevic, who we saw earlier on. David Davies gave a great interview on talkSPORT 2 when he won his opening round game. And look, darts is not the be-all and end-all in my life. We've got quite a lot going on, and he was proud as punch to be here, and he's going to enjoy it for what it is. He's already won, an eye-watering amount of money just getting to the second round. So, and he gets the chance to play the champion. Someone will beat him somewhere soon, won't they?
Well, you'd think so. Law of averages says yes, but Luke Littler, we know, always does have different ideas. And David Davies, as I say, just enjoy it, embrace it, try and make the most of the moment. Yeah, it's a huge payday, isn't it, that for anyone that makes it to this particular stage, and especially with the increased prize money.
What do you think Damon Heta will be thinking right now? Because we were talking earlier, where's the shot coming? We were all a little bit drawn to that Heta game. But said, well, if Belmont plays well, he might get beat. What do you think in the practice room? That everyone they'll have seen that, they'll have heard it. That's going to just cause a little bit of uncertainty, isn't it?
I think so. I think it just reiterates and reinforms all the players. Yes, you might be seeded. Yes, you might have done exceptional things, but if you don't perform on the day, then it can go absolutely any way. Players that are coming through, like Plazier, but he's not someone who's achieved a great deal so far on the PDC Tour. But again, the players they have got, that was more his A game. That was Price's B game. It wasn't good enough, and that's the difference. I think you have to be on it from the very start. Heta will be aware.
He will. He's on notice, and he'll be getting ready now. It'll be last-minute preparations backstage for Heta and Belmont. Littler against Davies to come. John McDonald is on the stage. The crowd waiting to see the defending world champion.
Welcome back to the action. It's the second round of the Paddy Power World Darts Championship. Coming to you live on Sky Sports from the Alexandra Palace, London. It's all brought to you by the PDC. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players into the second round in his debut year from Wales, the winner of a Challenge Tour,
David against Goliath tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, from England, taking part in his third World Championship. What an incredible year. The reigning UK Open champion, the reigning World Match Play champion. Ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the reigning and defending Paddy Power World Darts champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Luke the Nuke Littler.
Family and friends here greeting Luke Littler. No, he's got a kiss and a hug for his mum and dad. He knows where his bread's buttered. But it's not often you get it here at the Alexandra Palace. There was near silence when John McDonald was introducing the world champion here. He walks onto the stage, the pyrotechnics are going off. This is the one they all want to see, they all want to listen to. Luke Littler, the story that is, the machine that is. A warm embrace for David Davies, his opponent. Well, this is Littler's kingdom, and we're just happy to be here sharing it with him at the moment. He is unstoppable, it seems, in 2025, as his domination of world darts continues. So it's a bit warm up on stage. It might be a bit warmer in half an hour or so for Luke Littler. But he's probably one of the biggest sports personalities now in the world, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of those players that, you know, everyone knows his name, and, you know, the crowd in here singing his song, everyone cheering him on, everyone has come here, and this is the main event for most of these people watching on and supporting. Luke Littler absolutely has just changed the face of darts. We've had players that have come through over the generations to do it, and this is the newest generational talent.
Yeah, he is a year of domination. If John had have actually taken the time to read out all his wins this year, we'd probably still be waiting for him to come on. 18 years of age. It is, quite frankly, still unbelievable what he has achieved in little under 2 years. David Davies looks calm enough inside, but we don't know what's going on, do we? He'll be just determined, as you said. The 40-year-old from Denby, as you said, where Mark Webster comes from, uses Webby's old darts as well. He's here, he's going to enjoy it. He's going to collect his money whatever happens, and he's going to try and do himself and his family proud.
That's it, he's going to try and mount a challenge. So you go back to those titles that Luke Littler has won. It's actually easier, I've decided, to do the ones that he hasn't won, and that is literally the Masters and the European Championships, because he's won every other major.
Yeah, he has. Ton 40 for Littler, opening throw of the match. Race to 3 sets, 3 legs to win a set. Davies just drifts into treble 1. 83 scored. He's just got to try and keep composed and try and play his own game, but that's easy to say when literally the eyes and ears of the world are on you.
60.
And even though Luke Littler sometimes, he has been caught off guard. I remember him playing Luke Woodhouse last year, and Luke Woodhouse had that brilliant opening set, and then actually it was Ryan Meikle, I think, last year. Sorry,
yeah, it was Ryan Meikle, yeah.
Sorry, but then the fight back from Luke Littler then averaged the best set that we've ever seen from him, averaging over 140. So even when he is off guard ever so slightly, he has just got these levels that sometimes we haven't actually seen before.
No. Well, it is the opening leg, and Labanauskas showed the way. He did, like you said, he took a few legs off the world champion. It's all about the timing of it, and Littler with a throw in the opening set will be a red-hot favourite to take out the set. Ton down to 105 after 12. Davies on 247 will want to try and get within some kind of finishing range. Just below the treble 20, comes for cover, can't find it. Would need a treble and doesn't find one. So Littler, 2 visits at 105.
Single 20 found, 85 required. Can't find the treble 15, but as mentioned, he's got time and sets up with the third dart. He'll be back for tops. The target that he is more than familiar with, that tops to 10 combination, always seems to pan out well for Luke Littler.
100.
First look at it then for the opening leg of the match. Littler needs tops, that looks a good marker. Doesn't use it with a second dart and misses with a third. So David Davies, 89 for a breaker throw.
We don't know how often these opportunities are going to come up, and he finds the treble 19. So 2 darts in hand for double 16. And the first one way off and inside. So double 8 just clips the wrong side of the wire, and Littler back for double 10.
Yeah, that was disappointing for Davies. Littler just on the outside wire, but adjusts nicely, and normal business is resumed. And that would have been a nice start there for Davies if he could just nick one against the throw. Because all of a sudden now he's got to hold his own throw for the first time in the match, or he'll fall 2 legs behind. 93. Difficult, isn't it? The pressure, incredible.
Yeah, and I think Labanauskas in that first match handled it pretty well, because he just played with freedom. He seemed quite relaxed. There was no expectation on his shoulders. If Davies can do something similar here, then I can see him pinching a few legs. I think it's just going to be maybe a step too far to see him through to round 3, but we've already had one massive upset tonight.
There we have. There's the Plazier knocking out Gerwyn Price, 3-0. There was nothing fortunate about that. It was a fantastic performance from the Dutchman. Held his nerve at the end to see it over the line. As Davies from 308's in the red bit, then switches to treble 18. Oh, that's a great visit. 174 to go down to 134.
Superb visit on throw for David Davies. Littler can only find 58 points, so there's time this time for the Welshman. 134 required. Single 20, but Littler back on 262, so just looking to tee up. He's hit 74, so 60 left.
94.
Finds a single 20.
He was a bit nearer than the treble than I thought he might have been there, actually, just for a minute. 262 Littler, treble 20, treble 5, so needs to get creative, and he'll leave the big fish just in case Davies can't take out top. So he missed 2 darts to win the opening leg. He's got 3 darts to win this one, but he only needs 1. He couldn't have walked up and put that in any better. 1-1, and a real pressure reliever for Davies.
Yeah, just chalking up that first leg, especially when you're playing someone like Luke Littler.
93.
Just a little bit of relief, but for David Davies, he can take a bit from this already, because he could have been 2-0 up. He missed 2 off the back of trying to finish 89 in the very first leg, and he's back in the treble 20 now.
140.
They're not hanging around here, are they? This is going to be quite a quick game. Littler on 408, looking for a 2 treble visit, comes away with a ton, and again, Davies has not yet been blown away, is he, at the moment?
No, and there's actually a 20-point. I know we're only in the third leg, but there is about a 20-point gulf in the averages in favour of David Davies, who's averaging in excess of 100. Luke Littler averaging around 80.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's obviously 2 ways you can look at that. As Littler again tries to leave the big fish, is that you say, well, yeah, it's early days, but Davies is still averaging over a ton, which is credit to him. And if the longer he can keep doing that, the longer this game remains an absolute contest. And he's in again here, and again, oh, that last start. 125 gets him down to 96. He's first to a finish again.
And this time it's a real key break opportunity.
94.
94 for Littler leaves him on 116, but it's 96 for Davies.
Doesn't get the treble, 76 left. He does get the treble this time, double 8, couldn't hit it in leg 1. Oh, he doesn't hit it there. He could have won the first set. He's had darts to win all 3 legs.
Now Littler looking at 116, a single 19, finds the treble 19, so tops.
96.
Just slips south for the wire.
This is massive. This is huge for David Davies. If he can take this out, he'll be throwing for the opening set. And he does take it out. No big emotion. Littler having a bit of a munch on something to keep his energy levels up. He might be here a bit longer than he thought he was going to be. 2-1 opening set, Davies leads.
It's been a really strong, solid start from the Welshman. It's giving Luke Littler at the back of the stage a little bit to think about. Obviously, he won't panic. It's Luke Littler, but he's not playing anywhere near his seasonal average. He's not playing anywhere near like he has here previously. But he's back in the treble 20, and again looking for a max, and he does find the first maximum of the match.
Yeah, he needs it against the Davies throw here. This tournament already has taught us not to write anybody off, because anything and everything is happening in this World Championships.
You can probably hear from the boos of the crowd. He did not find a 4th treble 20, and actually had to settle for 60 in the end. There is very little to split these two. 261 for Littler, plays 265 Davies.
Yeah, he's on the 19s now. If he hits a single, he'll leave 170, and that's exactly what he does. He's on a finish again, but this will be for the set. Littler on 261, single 1, single 20. He's not going to be on a finish. 6 darts then for the opening set. Well, we've already had one big upset. This would stun the crowd even further. He's in the treble. He doesn't need to go for it, remember. 80 scored, so 90 left. And he hits that treble 18. That is an immaculate layup. 3-set darts incoming for the Welshman.
They're down to a double after just 12 darts, and Luke Littler way 50. Back. Finds 50 to leave the big fish himself, but it's set opportunity for David Davies.
Double 18, just a little bit too high. Silence here in the Palace, misses again. On inside, so 3-set darts. Can Littler break his heart with a big fish?
There was a real grimace at those misses as Littler finds the first treble, finds the second, and finds the ball! Oh! I was getting carried away. The angle that we've got it at, it wasn't in. Luke Littler's shaking his head. I'm sorry, I was getting carried away too.
Well, that was unbelievable. Everybody thought it was in. Is this in? No, more set darts missed for Davies. Oh, that is incredible. The one thing Littler did by hitting the ball, he left tops, and Davies has had 5 darts to win the opening set, and he's missed them all. Is he going to be made to pay? 2-10's Littler, and Littler levels up the set at 2-2. A little snarl crosses his face. Now, where's David Davies going here? Did he think he'd lost the set?
I think he did.
Wow.
He went running off towards the exit. I think he thought he'd lost the set. Well, it's 2-2. He should have won the set. Missed 5 darts for it, and Littler made him pay. The dramatic. We thought the 170 had gone in, it didn't, but tops missed, then 10. So it's 2-2, and Davies just got to recompose himself. If that doesn't tell us that his head's in an absolute scramble right now, I'm not sure what does.
Yeah, it was a storm off, wasn't it, as well, because that was 5 darts at least to win that set on the previous leg, and he was severely punished in the end. But yeah, I've not seen that, I don't think, this year. Someone walking off before the set. You've got to wait for the music. We know this. Wait for the music to come on, then you can go.
Well, he has had darts to win every leg of the match here, Davies, and yet he's probably, unless he can produce a bit of a miracle here, going to lose the first set. It's 2-2. They're level at 3-4-7. They cannot be separated here, although this might have something to say about it from Littler. Perfectly timed, and as so often we see, a big combination after 9 leaves him on a big finish.
Yeah, second maximum in the second consecutive leg, but it's brilliant timing from Littler. Davies
134.
Responds with a 134, but it doesn't leave him on a finish. 167 for Littler.
Not going to go, but he knows he'll be back, and he's hit 77 in 2. Misses the ball on the outside. But no damage done. 82 remaining. Not a gimme. And Davies get within finishing range from 2-1-3. 40 scored. He's got to play it safe here, you feel. And he does that. 59 to leave him on a finish.
82 for Littler. Treble 14 found for tops, and tops is found for Luke Littler. He does take the opening set and defies David Davies.
Yeah, Davies, who missed 5 darts for the set. He can't believe it. He's still thinking about it now as he walks off, this time at the right time for the break. Luke Littler leads in a race to 3 by 1-0. If you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you'll know the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni auto-scoring system. Instant, accurate scoring and a slick modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
To be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic! 180! Luke Littler, get on target! magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic.
180.
Luke Littler gets on target.
Celebrate New Year's Eve at a Village Hotel. Book now at villagehotels.com. Laura Turner alongside me. What a dramatic opening set that was.
Yeah, and Littler really is quite lucky to have got away with it. As you say, there's 5 set darts for David Davies. I mean, if you look at the stats, and David Davies 5 points up on the average, more tons hit, more ton 40s hit. The only metric that's going the way really of Luke Littler is the finishing, because it's 2 from 10, 20% for Davies, 3 from 9, 33%. And obviously Littler also just finding a couple of big 180s really when it counted at the back end of set 1. So you'd look at that scoreline and think, right, that's to be expected. However, that does not tell the full story. It really was a set that Davies let get away from him, and now I just wonder if it's going to be a case of Luke Littler going through the gears.
Yeah, that's what you would expect to happen, and that in some ways is the disappointment Davies will have. If he could have taken one of those 5 darts and got the first set himself, it then means he's guaranteed to be up there for 4 sets minimum, but he's got to put that behind him. He looked a little bit upset with himself when he left the hockey, but I'll tell you what, he's come back out here firing with a 140 at the start of set 2. Just got to put it out of his mind. It's one of those things. He just couldn't hit the double when he needed it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that probably would have played in the back of his mind was the fact that he tried to walk after that 4th leg in the opening set, tried to walk off thinking he'd lost it, and that's just, you can get a little flustered, you have to recompose. It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? But nothing embarrassing about what's happening when he's come back out. Yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, he went for a walk. He was still quicker than Mensah Suljovic was earlier on, and Mensah Suljovic awaits the winner of this one.
137.
Could yet be Davies, who's opened up with 2 140s, start of the second set. He's in the red bit again. There's been a lot to like. Look, I think if we'd have offered him 10 goes at a double in the opening set, he would have thought, I've got every chance of winning it, and he did have every chance of winning it.
He really did, and he's down to 81 after just 9 darts thrown. I mean, the only saving grace perhaps is that first set was a set that Littler threw first in. This is a set that Davies has thrown first in. Well, he's found the treble 19, so double 12 for the opening leg. It's gone well inside. Single 12 pounds, so double 6, and that is pinned perfectly. It's a 12-dart opener to set 2 in favour of David Davies.
Impressive stuff from the Welshman, and pleasing for him to get a double on the board so quickly after that first set disappointment. Only 58 for Littler as well here. The world champ is nowhere near his best, but he's still a set to the good.
Yeah, I mentioned that he's only had 3 averages sub 100 since he started on the BDC World Championship stage. His lowest ever average is a 92.65. He's quite a bit off that. He's about 5 points off that in this particular match.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that develops throughout. We know he's got
46
gears, and we'll put a Formula 1 car to shame. He can move through them that quickly. Yeah, on throw. Oh, Turner gets him down to 285. Davies on 359.
Yeah, and I think every player, they need to be slightly tested, whether that's a test because you're not playing quite up to your normal level, or if it's because a player is just up their own. You saw it with Littler last year when he placed Ryan Joyce A match that went 4 sets to 3, really was pushed and had to work hard to come through it. You can be a better player for it going forward in the tournament.
140.
I also think he's a player that when he feels that pinch, he does, you know, whether the knuckles rise on the back of his neck or whatever, he just seems to get interested, doesn't he, when it gets tight, and he seems to find the killer blows at the right time.
105.
I probably would have made the same argument for Gerwyn Price, but that didn't happen tonight. But 145 is on. Tops for the 145, and that is perfect from Luke Littler. 145 to level up set 2 at 1 apiece.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that one. That was perfect. And just a tap on the shoulder of David Davies saying, I'm here, right behind you, but back comes the Welshman. His first maximum, has had a 174, add to that a 180 as well.
Now things you feel really starting to hot up. It's a 140 in response from Luke Littler. David Davies finding his first 180. Can't back it up with another big treble. Still desperately searching.
100.
A good pick-off with the last start for a ton for Davies.
Yeah. Hard to believe that we're watching a part-time player against the world champion, and he's not looking out of place at all.
But this is the extension, going out to the 128. This is the opportunities that have been offered to players that we wouldn't normally get the opportunity to see. David Davies is a beneficiary of it.
Yeah, and he admitted when we spoke to him after his opening round win, he's got that golden ticket to the WWF, having won that Irish Open, and he said, "Look, I don't know, personally, I want to go to the Lakeside and play there, so not guaranteed we'll see him back anytime soon." 1-2-1, he's hit single 20, treble 17, he's got it, needs the pull for 2-1. Oh, high and wide, Littler on 161.
161.
Littler, no hesitation, getting to the Yoki, treble 20 found. Can't find the treble 17, so sets up wonderfully. 137 to leave 24, but it's 49 for a holder throw for David Davies.
9 for tops. To go 2-1 up in the second set, over the top, 1 dart left, big dart again, and again he's missed. Well, that's 3 darts he's had in this leg, and Littler having left 24 will hit it, and that's a breaker throw. And David Davies can only blame himself at the moment because he's creating the chances, he's just not taking them.
And these are the fine margins that when you do have these opportunities at this level, you have to take them, because Littler, I just sense now he's really starting to go through the gears. He's kicked off in a leg that would see him go 2 sets up with a 135, and he's upped the set average. He's averaging in excess of 107 for this particular set.
Well, Davies himself is over 102, but he's 2-1 down, and that breaker throw could be crucial, because here now comes the burst that we know is going to happen for Littler, who's got a determined look on his face. He doesn't look happy, does he, the champion?
Yeah, when he was walking off after that first break, where he just pinched the first set, there was a look of kind of relief. He'd look over to the crowd just to say, yeah, I know I got away with one there, but don't worry about it.
90.
Nice visit, gets him down to a manageable finish of 136. Davies back on 301 at the hockey now, and it's 2 trebles, not those kind of trebles. That's in the 5 segment. And this is where that first set becomes even bigger now, because less than 10 minutes later, he's all of a sudden, he could be 2-0 down, and he could be 2-0 down in a dart or two's time. Treble 20, single 20, 16 to lead tops, will be back.
Yeah, that second dart for the treble 20 way off the target is a bit of a reaction from Luke Littler. Not happy with that, but David Davies looking for a big treble just to try and leave himself on a finish, and he cannot find it. Tops for Littler.
This for a 2 sets to 0 lead. Tops is delivered, and a world champion 1 away from a place in the last 32. Not happy with how he's playing, but 107 the average in that set, nearly 108. Littler on the march against David Davies. It's 2 sets to 0. We're playing to a finish. Littler 2, Davies 0. If you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you'll know that the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts that he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni auto-scoring system. instant accurate scoring, and a slick modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target. Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target. To be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler, get on target.
Darts in that third leg of the second set, and that saw him broken. And Littler was perfect on the doubling in set two. Already through tonight, Wesley Plazier has beaten Gerwyn Price by 3-0. That may have more implications at the bottom end of the tour card race, because Mario van der Mahada, who's seemingly been dodging bullets from all angles as he holds on to the last qualifying spot for a tour card, well, Wesley Plazier keeps his run going. Who knows? And Andreas Harrison as well could be a threat to him. So that will all go on over the next few weeks. Martin Schindler early on, 3-0 winner over Keane Barry, but don't let that scoreline suggest that was anything but a quality game. 3-2 in every set, but Schindler crucially winning the deciding leg of all three sets. Damon Heta, Stefan Belmont to come. Belmont, who beat Raymond van Barneveld. Damon Heta ended Steve Lennon's tour card hopes with a 3-1 victory in round one. We mentioned at the start, Laura Turner, about David Davies just wanting to play his own game and play his best. He's averaged 94.68. He's missed 12 darts at a double. I mean, he's actually played really well, barring the doubling.
And that has been the problem. And I still go back to that very first set where he had 5 darts to take set one. I think if you go out on the second break and it's 1 set apiece against the world #1, against the reigning world champion, you still feel you're in with a chance. Whereas now, 2-0 down, and it's looking mightily difficult for David Davies. But he's almost kicked off with the max. It was a bit of a wild one with the last dart. That was for a 1-2-5.
Yeah, Luke Littler's going to know he's been in the game here tonight. Yet to drop a set in the tournament. Winner of this will take on Mensah Suljovic. That's the question earlier on. Do you think Mensah will behave against Luke Littler like he behaved against Joe Cullen?
Well, that will be the question. It remains to be seen. I imagine Luke Littler will be more than aware of the potential of what might happen if he does successfully negotiate his way past David Davies, which is looking more and more likely as the match goes on.
Yeah, Littler has the throw in this third set, so 3 more holds a throw and the world champion is through, but Not been the stroll he thought it might be.
142.
Davies down to 96. Littler on throws on 142. Oh, he's got the first treble 17. He's got the second. Is this inevitable? Oh no. They start at tops.
Yeah, that click the wire. It wasn't very far away, but Davies looking for 96. Finds the first treble 20. Inside with the second dart over the board to double 9, and it's more chances for Davies at a double that go begging.
Yeah, and every time he has missed, he's been punished. The click of the wire, just the wrong side, but the second one goes in. Well, Luke Littler's riding his luck a little bit here. He's relying on Davies missing, and that ultimately the difference between the two.
Yeah, the checkout percentages currently. Luke Littler, 7 from 15 at 47%. But as for Davies, he's had 17 attempts, only 3 converted, 18%. And that will be the frustration for Davies, is the fact that he has crafted out these chances, these opportunities, and hasn't been able to take them.
Well, he's 7-3 down in legs, 2 sets to 0 down, race to 3 sets. But there's been 4 legs in this match where he's had multiple darts at a double and he's lost all 4 of them. So that is the tale of the tape. If he takes 2 of those chances, it's pretty much a level game.
Yeah, fine margins, and Luke Littler 2 in the treble 20. It felt inevitable. It's the third maximum for Luke the Nuke.
Well, looks like he'll be back post-Christmas, looking to reach his 3rd successive world final. Unbelievable to think he's never played in this tournament and not reached the final.
David to require 170.
It really is, but this now the big fish for Davies. He finds the first, finds the second, look at the ball, and
145.
just skims the wire on the wrong side.
167.
Well, he's missed some doubles tonight where the darts haven't been close. That wasn't a million miles away. Littler on the 167. He needs the ball, and he misses in pretty much the same spot that Davies did.
David required 25.
He did seem to find the same spot. Single 9 for Davies, over the board, double 8 required, just inside, so double 4. Double 4 is found, and it's a bit of a sarcastic raise of the arms from Davies that celebrates the fact that he has actually hit a double.
Yeah, frustrations. There's going to be 2 emotions. He'll be delighted with how he's played in terms of his scoring, has created opportunities against the best player on the planet, and then the frustration that he hasn't quite taken as many of them as he would have liked. So he's more than done himself justice, and here Littler only with 30 at the start of the 3rd leg. It's 2 sets to 0, but it's 1-1 in the 3rd set of the match. But here comes Littler again, not messing about this visit.
180.
Yeah, kicks off with a 30, but Luke Littler finds his 4th max to make sure that that is a different tale. Now 291 for Littler, plays 405 for Davies, and only 45 found for Davies.
It feels like a contest, but in set play it might not have too much longer to go. We don't know where the finishing line is, do we, at the moment? Will it be at the end of the 3rd set, or can Davies force an extra set?
140.
He's trying to throw everything still at Luke Littler. It's the 12th 140 for Davies. Davies on 220, Littler on 191 plus these, or minus these. He's only 57. It's a trebleless visit for the Nuke.
It is. And what can Davies do from 220? Single 20, and again, he'd love a treble to leave 120. Feel he can get that.
60.
Only 60, so Littler 134 to move within 1 of the match.
He was eyeing up the treble 18, but
98.
picks off a treble 20 with the last dart. He's down to 36. But Davies 160. Finds the first. Looking for another treble 20, and just the wrong side of the wire. The Nuke to go within 1 of the match. Needs double 18.
140.
Well, 140 was a good effort. But a good effort against this fella generally doesn't get it done. 16 for double 10. That's his way, and that's the way he does it. And now Davies is throwing just to stay in the tournament.
Thrown with such confidence and conviction from Luke Littler, and all Davies can do at the back of the stage is just nod. It felt inevitable. despite the slow start from Luke Littler, averaging below 90 for set one. It's a set that he managed to take, and that was the one I think that really got away, because since then Luke Littler really has upped the level. So has David Davies, but it just hasn't quite been enough yet.
Well, I'll say what I said earlier. You said to David Davies, you're going to be averaging 97 and have 20 goals at a double after nearly 3 sets. He'd have thought, bang on, I'll take that. He's certainly enhanced his reputation.
100.
No doubt about that. The big question for him, what does he do moving forward? And that's, I'm sure, a question that he's going to have to think about. Mentioned that lakeside carrot
60.
that is in his mind, just something he wants to tick off his own personal list.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's done Q School for the last couple of years, so I imagine he'll be going back there, so that could be the decisive factor in it, because if he can play like this at Q School, which is notoriously very difficult to negotiate, and he'd be in with a shout of getting a tour card, and then it's really essentially decision made.
Yeah, well, Littler's on 307, less these. And that's 137 to leave the big fish. 204 Davies. This could be his last visit of the tournament. He's 2 sets to 0 down, 2 legs to 1 down. He's got to get down to a finish.
38 scored for Davies, and it's a real big slip with the last one. He finds a single one, and means that Luke Littler now has 6 from here for the 170. And he's going to need him.
Yeah, that was a wild first start, wasn't it? Only 25 scored, 50 scored to leave 120, and Davies kicking himself here, because virtually anywhere else on the board he'd have been all right, but he hit the big one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a single 20 here for Davies. Just looking to add any kind of pressure. Littler only down to 120, only scored 50 points off the back for the 170.
120.
He thought for a minute, would he go tops, tops, tops? He needs tops now. Oh, he's hit big 5. A match start for Littler is missed, and missed badly. Davies to stay in it. Can he find a ton? Will he go tops, tops? Oh, he didn't. It's out of the board. And that could be the beginning of the end. He's left double 10, but Littler for the match needs 35.
15 for double 10, and double 10 is found. Luke the Nuke. Just Luke Littler doing more converted. That to me was the biggest factor. He had chances, and I agree with you. I think he will rue those missed opportunities early doors.
Yeah, you are listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels, with 34 locations across the UK. Visit villagehotels.com. That's the third of our games tonight. Luke Littler, the latest name through. He will join Wesley Plazier and Martin Schindler in the last 32 post-Christmas. Coming up, Damon Heta. Can he do it on the big TV stage? Can he make a big run here at the Worlds? He takes on the Swiss Stefan Belmont. That should be a cracker, and that'll be Nico and Mace bringing you that. Thanks to you, Laura, for stepping in tonight and helping us out on talkSPORT 2.
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Good stuff. We'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Luke the Nuke is safely through, but a few more bumps in the road than he might have envisaged. David Davies more than played his part in another Ali Pali cracker, but it's Littler who wins it by 3 sets to 0.
Excellent, good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well done. Nice early finish. Good stuff. I'll be done now shortly.